4 o'clock. Start.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and Toastmasters Club. Today I came across the question, how can we avoid being outsourced or automated? The answer is simple, attain mastery. There are so many ways to, in a hard ways, work 10,000 hours to attain mastery. But there is an easy way too. You have to learn how to gather skills and combine the skills in a unique way. If you develop the skill, no one can replace you. Picasso once said, good artists borrow, great artists steal. Let's all witness this great meeting, and without wasting any time, let me hand over the control to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Bhuneshwari. Over to you, Bhuneshwari.
Thank you, Cholin. So, good evening, everyone. Let me start off the meeting with a Kuti story today. There was a honeybee, always hunting and building its honeycomb. But whenever it built its honeycomb, one man or the other took away the honeycomb. The day one man took away the honeycomb, but it did not give up. It built the second day too. Second day also, some other person took away the honeycomb. Third day, there was some other person again to take away the honeycomb. But there was a passerby man who was watching this situation and asked the honeybee, don't you get angry on the people who are taking away your honeycomb? Why, you're just calm and composed, you don't even react to the situation. What's the case? But the honeybee replied, they can just take away the honey that I am building or my honeycomb, but they can never take away the skin with which I'm building my honeycomb. The same way, people can steal your ideas, they can just build many things out of your ideas, but they can never take away the brain using which you're building your ideas. So on this note, I would like to open meeting number 726. So today's TM Modi, a short intro about him. He's a humorous person. He just proved us this statement by representing our club in the division conference. So without further delay, let me hand over the control to Toastmaster Nanda Kumar. Over to you, Nanda Kumar.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Can you hear me fine? Thank you, Presiding Officer, for the beautiful story of honeybee and honeycomb. Hope you all liked it. I want to ask a general question to all of you. Why do you all like stories? So why do everyone like stories? Can you say some suggestions or reasons for that? Please unmute and talk. Yes, yes, Nadira.
It creates a certain sense of belonging amongst people because it creates imagination. So,
great thought, Nadira. Others? Any other thoughts? Okay, so let's say you are going to listen to the single line story. There was a beautiful garden on the top of a large mountain. So when you listen this line or read this line, each individual, what he will think in his mind. So he will have his own imaginary juices flowing. Someone will think that there's a beautiful garden on the top of a Switzerland hill. Someone will think it's a garden on top of a Ooty hill. Someone will think it's a garden on top of a St. Thomas Mount hill. So this imagination of each individual is which makes storytelling a great thing. So it makes our imagination and our thought process to go in different directions and enriches our mind and also this entire human beings. So during this session, I'm going to share with you small stories. And at the end of each story, we will discuss about what you think about the story. So moving on to this particular meeting, so for the benefit of guests, let me just explain how meeting is going to be there. Every Toastmaster meeting will have three main components. First is the prepared speeches. Second is the table topic session. And third is the evaluation session. Prepared speeches is where people would practice on their project objectives and come and deliver the speeches. Table topic session, there will be a table topic master who will give the guidelines for the session and ask everyone, each one to talk about a topic for 1 or 2 minutes. Evaluation session where the general evaluator will conduct the entire evaluation of the meeting. So this is the time to introduce our general evaluator. Our general evaluator for the day is none other than Toastmaster Aishwarya. And when I asked about her most liked story character, she said it is Tom and Jerry. Toastmaster Aishwarya, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nanda, for your lovely introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. This is Toastmaster Aishwarya, and I'll be the general evaluator for today's session. My duty as a general evaluator is to ensure the smooth flow of the meeting without any abruptions or any distractions or something like that. And being as a general evaluator is not a one-man army task. I have 2 sets of team who will be helping me to do this general evaluator task. So firstly, I would like to introduce the tag team, which is nothing but the timer, our counter, and the grammarian. Our timer for today, she is a chartered accountant and she works with Baslas Bank. And when I asked her, since the team is based on Kuti stories, when I asked her about the theme or her favorite character, she said she likes Shinshan. And then I thought she would have been naughty like Shinshan. So without further ado, let me call upon a timer, Toastmaster Abhirami.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a timer, my role today would be to ensure that we run this meeting on time. I will ensure and remind to each speaker the allotted time. Assume the allotted time is 3 to 5 minutes. It implies that the minimum time is 3 minutes, while the maximum time is 5, and the intermediate time would be 4 minutes. So I'll be flashing a green flag at the end of the 3rd minute. And at the end of the intermediate time, I would be flashing, just hold on, I'm unable to figure this out. Yes. Yeah, I'll be flashing a yellow flag. And at end of the allotted time, which is in this case 5 minutes, I'll be flashing the red flag. Also, I will keep track of the time that is utilized by each of the speaker, and I'll submit the report at the end of the session towards the evaluation segment when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhirami, for your well-defined, precise introduction about your role. Moving on to the R counter. Our R counter for today is Toastmaster Satish Babu, and he works at Kotak Mahindra Bank. And when I asked about his favorite cartoon character, he mentioned that he likes Tenali Raman, and he likes all the stories of Tenali Ramans in the series. So over to you, Toastmaster Satish Babu.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests, and especially good afternoon to my general evaluator. And today I'm playing as an R counter. The purpose of R counter is to note any overused words or filler sounds used as a crutch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjection such as and, well, but, so, and you know. Sounds may be I'll submit my report end of the meeting. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Satish Babu. Now here comes the final person of the tag team, and he is the grammarian. To say a few words about him, he is Toastmaster Gautam, and he's a working profession. And again, when I asked about his favorite cartoon character, he said Batman. And when I asked why Batman, he said that Batman fought his fears and he has become a dark warrior. Likewise, he's also fighting the same. So he's fighting against his fear like how Batman did. So over to you, Toastmaster Gautam.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya. Today, I am the grammarian of the day. And my first and foremost duty is to introduce the word of the day. Today, the word of the day is novelette. It means a story which is smaller than a novel but bigger than a short story. And its usages, novelettes had also been awarded prior to the modification of the rules. So today's word of the day is novelette. And my other duty is, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all users, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuse of English language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. Thank you, and over to the general event.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gautam. And with this, I have explained about my first tag, my first tag team. Now I have another team whom I'll be introducing the later part of the meeting. And without further ado and without wasting any more time, let me hand over the control back to our TMOD, Toastmaster Nanda. Over to you.
Thank you, General Elevator, Toastmaster Aishwarya. It's the time to hear some quotes. And the quote master for the day is a senior Toastmaster, Toastmaster Jagdish. Jagdish, please go ahead.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Leadership is an action, not a position. This quote was said by Donald McGannon. We all been following the status of COVID very closely. There are few states the numbers are increasing rapidly, and there are few states where the cases are coming down. I also believe you must have heard the news about Kerala. What did they do differently compared to other states? In Kerala, a different style of leadership was on display. With 15 cases on 11th of March across the state, apart from the complete lockdown, CM Pinarayi Vijayan held daily media briefings, got internet service providers to boost capacity to meet the demands to those now working from home, stepped up production of hand sanitizers and face masks, had food delivered to the school children reliant on free meals, and set up a mental health helpline. His actions eased the public's fear and built trust. And thus, it resulted in only 16 active cases as on today, and there are no new cases for the past 2 days. This is not the first time we are witnessing such a splendid work by the government. They showed the world how good they are during the outbreak of Nipah virus and also during the flood. We all can learn something from Kerala, that leaders held themselves and others to do the right things. They set direction, build an inspiring vision, and create something new. I repeat, leadership is an action, not a position. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jagdish, for a wonderful quote. It resonated well with the theme of the meeting. So next is the time to hear some idioms. And the idiom master is again a special person, Toastmaster Subhashri. Subhashri, please go ahead.
Thank you, dear Modi. Now, let me share you a cutie story which has happened in my childhood. During summer holidays, we used to visit our grandma's house where all our cousins meet up. In fact, I can write a novelette based on the incidents that had happened during my summer holidays. On one particular day, we all sat down to watch a horror movie. As soon as the ghost appeared on the screen, my heart was in my mouth. But when I gave a look at one of my cousins, he was as cool as cucumber. I was wondering how he was not getting scared of that. After that, we decided to cook. Initially, I thought cooking is not a piece of cake. But then my cousin was so cool and confident that he said that we can easily do it. Finally, we did a delicious dish and served it to our grandma. She was very happy. On that day, I have learned from my cousin that we should be cool, calm, and composed to handle any kind of situations. Now, let me share you a glimpse of the idioms that I have shared. First idiom, my heart is in my mouth, meaning extremely nervous, fearful, or anxious. Second idiom, as cool as cucumber. You can use this to describe a person who is calm and relaxed, especially in a difficult situation. Third idiom, a piece of cake. You can use this to describe a task that is very easy to do. Thank you. Over to you, Tia Modi.
Thank you, Subhashri, for the beautiful quotes and the Kuti story. So, time to hear a Kuti story from me. I'm going to say a story. So, after the story, we'll have a small discussion about your thoughts on the story. A CEO of a company, an aging CEO, wanted to appoint the next CEO after him. There was a very long interview process. Multiple candidates were interviewed, and at the end of it, for about a 1-year process, 3 people were shortlisted. The names were Tim, Mike, and Rebecca. Tim, Mike, and Rebecca are equally skillful. They have all the skill sets and are equally good. So the CEO had a huge confusion. Whom should I appoint as the next CEO? So one day he decided to have a simple test. He called all 3 of them, gave them each a seed packet, and asked them to come back after a month, try to grow the seeds into plants and show them what they have grown. Everyone started working on it. Mike bought a beautiful pot filled with red sand, put all the seeds, watered it daily, but not a single plant grew. He watered daily, but nothing came out. He became totally frustrated and said to his wife, nothing is happening. I'm going to come out of the race. I will be extremely sad to lose this wonderful opportunity, but I have no other go. But the wife said, no, you still have to go after the month and show this empty pot to your boss. After a month, all 3 went to the boss. Tim and Rebecca carried a pot with beautiful flowers, red flowers, orange flowers, etc. But Mike went with the empty pot. The CEO had a look at the 3 pots and gently smiled and said, Mike is the next CEO. The other 2 were startled. How come Mike? The CEO said, I gave you 3 of them, all boiled seeds. So friends, after hearing the story, so what thoughts does it come to your mind? Can you please share? Can you unmute yourself and talk?
Honesty is the best quality.
Great. Any other thought?
Stick to what is right no matter what the others say.
Great thought, ma'am. Any other thought? Yes. So this is my take on this story. In corporate world, after a point, once you climb up the ladder and try to reach the top, everyone are almost equally good. But what differentiates you from others is your integrity. However be the situation, whatever may be the situation, whatever could be happen, but don't lose your integrity. And as ma'am said, never ever give up. Thank you. So it's a time to move on to the meeting. It's a time for the prepared speeches. Our first prepared speaker is Toastmaster Jimmy. When I asked him about his favorite story, he told that he likes Mahabharata very much, and in Mahabharata he likes more Krishna, Karna, and Arjun. Before I call Toastmaster Jimmy, I would like to call his evaluator, Toastmaster DTM Neerajan ma'am, to read his project objectives.
Toastmaster Jimmy is attempting his icebreaker, telling us all about himself. The objectives are to tell us, introduce himself to the club, and also learn the basics of public speaking. So may I wish Jimmy all the best for his first step in the Toastmasters journey, Pathways Project 1. Toastmaster Jimmy.
Right,
thank you.
Jimmy Patros, Toastmaster Jimmy Patros. All the best.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm sure you all know the movies Basha, Kabali, Muthu, Shivaji. Apart from the fact that Rajinikanth is a hero, what is common in these movies? Yeah, the movie is named after the hero character. Thus, my speech title is Jimmy Patros. You have to bear with me. So I took birth on Jan 16, 1983. So handing over the baby me to my dad, who was waiting outside the labor room, probably like this, if you take the frame to 80s. The nurse said, there is one more baby. That is my twin brother, Joshua. The nurse later said my mother that dad was shocked and tensed when he heard that there is one more baby. So even today, I tell my twin brother, he has every reason to be tense, for he knew that it was you who is coming. So those days, the diagnostic procedures were not that flourished that people come to know it as twins earlier. Me and my twin brother, we were busy with our toys, and at 1.5 years came our younger brother, John. So we were 3 boys growing up together, almost the same age. It was a lot of fun. We were a cricket team in ourselves, a bowler, a batsman, and a fielder is in-house. Good enough to start a game of cricket. Me and my twin brother, even though we look alike, our tastes are entirely different. Needless to say, he has a very bad taste of things. The only time when I felt that this guy is an extension of mine is during the school sports day. We studied in Bharati Vidya Bhavan, and during the sports day, we were high jump champions for 5 consecutive years. And all the 5 years, it has been a tie. Both of us were representing different houses. We had separate team of friends to cheer us up, but then it has always been a tie. He was good in maths. He went on to become a software engineer. I was good in science. Rather, I was not very good in maths. So I went on to study graduation in microbiology at GRD College, Coimbatore. So I'm sure people are interested to know my college stories. To disappoint few, let me confess that I was very shy with girls. I used to get surprised with those couples who walk hand in hand, talking the whole day. I never understand what is a subject that can go for the whole day, every day. And it's after marriage that I realized that guys need not speak much till the conversation can go on. I want to be back in my college moment it was. After graduation, I wanted to do MBA. So my dad advised to go for work and continue with the management studies. That's when I got an opportunity in Biocon to be a part of their branded formulations launching team in India. Biocon, for a bioscience graduate, is a dream employer and a great employer. After 16 years working for the same organization, I can't say otherwise. It is indeed a great employer. All the little fortune I had has come through Biocon. So I completed my MBA while on job from IGNOU. And the next stage of life is marriage. Of course, mine was an arranged marriage. I had 2 proposals. The first one was a homeopathic doctor. And the guy has a problem of no subject to speak. But this time around, he need to impress the girl. So I looked up the net and read about homeopathy. The next day, to me, I was performing well. I was so enthusiastic that finally it ended up she asking me, have you looked up the net yesterday? I have to admit, yes. Some of that proposal did not fly for some other reasons. The second girl I met is my wife, Tina. When I met her, she was doing, she has completed her MCOM and was waiting for the results. So I almost did a campus placement. So she studied in Vimala College, which is one of the prestigious women's college in Kerala. In 1970s, Vimala College has allowed 1 batch of men for a postgraduate program in journalism, and my dad was one of the students there. He used to boast a lot that he is that lucky guy in Kerala who got an opportunity to study in a women's college, but who had the last laugh. Moving on, we are blessed with a little girl, Rachel. She is doing her 3rd standard. We reside at Ayyappan Tangal. My daughter is my greatest companion. I pursue all my hobbies along with her, be it cycling, be it playing squash, be it jogging. We do it together. It's indeed a lot of fun. And in career, I'm good at what I do in the sense I meet organizational objectives, but for making great presentations. I have seen a lot of opportunities slipping my way because I couldn't do great presentations. That is when I decided to join CTM, and I'm here today giving my CC1. Thank you so much. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Jimmy, for sharing your wonderful life journey to us. And next prepared speaker is Toastmaster Geeta. When I asked her about the story, she said she likes her life story even more better the story of joining Toastmasters, how she struggled there, and then how she grew, and then recently attained the Competitor Leadership Certification. So before calling up Toastmaster Geeta, I will call her evaluator, Toastmaster Kritika Raju, to share her project objectives. Kritika, we can't hear you.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Geeta is attempting her project 1, which is the icebreaker. The purpose of this project is to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic elements of a public speech. Over to you, Toastmaster today. All the best.
My life, Toastmaster Geeta. Toastmaster Geeta, my life. All the best.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. I'm Geeta Shroff presenting to you my icebreakers. Allow me to take you down the memory lane so that I can share a few episodes of my life that are important to me and that have influenced me to be what I am today. One of the luckiest things that has happened to me is happy childhood. I was born and brought up in a small town, Erode, in Tamil Nadu. I have 3 brothers and 1 sister, all of them well settled in Bangalore. Being the oldest of all, I have been the most pampered of all, and I grew up to be bold and confident child. My dad always believed in imparting right skill to us at the right time. I fondly recall the time when my brother and I were introduced to the skill of swimming. We had no swimming pools then. Agricultural well was the only available option. The moment I saw the huge water body, I was terrified and I refused to get into the water. This went on for a few days. By then, my brother was already comfortable in water, as cool as cucumber in water. And my dad was very persistent and patient with me. He somehow managed to encourage me to fight my fear, and sooner than I realized, I was very comfortable in water and I started to swim. That particular experience has enriched my learning. I have learned that when it comes to learning a new skill, it is very obvious to be nervous. I now know that when I continue practicing being in the situation, my skills will improve and I will get more comfortable. Probably that's the reason why I am in front of you all trying to overcome my fear of public speaking. I also share with you an amazing memory that's attached to my school, Christu Jyoti. One day, my teacher called me and asked me to take over as the representative of the class. That was a point when I myself was very irresponsible and my academics were on the decline. I was frightened and befuddled to take up such a big responsibility. But my mom encouraged me and told me that I can take that as an opportunity to work on myself and to improve myself. Very soon, my teacher noticed the change in me. It was only later did I discover that this responsibility was entrusted to me to bring out the best in me. I'm very grateful for my teachers for helping me discover my potential and to teach me to believe in myself. Soon after, I completed my 10th and 12th standard with flying colors and went on to pursue my degree in Bachelor of Commerce. Within 3 months of my graduation, I was married in a joint family. I'm blessed with 2 precious pearls, Rohit and Roshni. During their childhood days, I got engrossed with their schoolwork, their extracurricular activities, their swimming and rowing. Today, they both are very confident individuals and they both had excelled very well in their academics and sports. When I look back, I feel happy that I was able to spend quality time with my children. Just when my children were learning to get independent, I decided to do something gratifying for myself. And exactly then, I got an opportunity to join an organization called Chennai Sindhi Ladies Chapter. It's 7 years since I'm a part of that organization. I have served as the treasurer of the organization and the secretary of the organization. And currently, I'm serving as the vice president of the organization. I have also got an opportunity to serve as a communication skill trainer at YWCA. All these experiences have definitely made me more confident. And today I embark on this journey of Toastmasters to improve on my skill of communication and my leadership skills. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Geeta, for sharing your beautiful life journey. The next prepared speaker is Toastmaster Murali. Toastmaster Murali is very fond of the childhood stories related to Tenali Raman and its accomplices he heard from his grandfather. Before I call upon him, I call his evaluator, Toastmaster, Senior Toastmaster Venu Nilangandan, to read his project objectives.
Hello, good evening, Ananta, and special good evening to my target speaker, Murali. Murali is going to deliver project number 2, second speech from the presentation mastery. And his speech, the purpose of his speech is to incorporate the previous feedbacks given by the evaluator and fine-tune the speech and deliver it. Over to you, Toastmaster Murali. All the best. Thank you.
Dare the non-essentials, Toastmaster Murali. Toastmaster Murali, dare the non-essentials. Over to you. All the best.
December 1st, 1955, Alabama. A woman gets into a bus and sits in the first row until the driver orders her to give her seat to a white passenger. Rosa Parks utters a single word that ignites one of the most important civil rights protests of the 20th century. One word that helped America to find its better self. The word is no. The right no, spoken at right time, can change the course of history. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I have mostly been a yes man for fear of disappointing others, either in my personal life or in my official life. Exactly a year back, in May 2019, I was handling one of the important projects, managing its deliverables. Suddenly, my boss called me up and handed over the responsibility of an additional project which has to go live in a month. Overall, I prefer not to say no to great things as I'll miss opportunities. I slogged that entire month. I missed all my family time, even when my sister and a sweet little daughter have come home for a family vacation. Sacrificing my family time, I delivered both the projects. But looking back, even today, I regret for missing those precious family moments. For my niece could baby talk only for a while. As my life continued in this vein, I happened to read a book, Essentialism by Greg McKeown. This is a book. Essentialism is a discipline which you apply when you have to find a right choice between a lot of good things and a few great things. A essentialistic approach is done through 3 steps. First, listing down all your available choices. Second, eliminating all the non-essential activities. Third, performing your best essential activity at your most optimum performance. In the last 4 to 5 months, I could sense a huge change in myself as I am becoming consciously aware when I have to make a choice. I started discussing with my manager about my priorities. I have mustered courage to say no to any invitations, even if I would not be able to attend it. Whereas earlier, I would tell them yes, but subsequently cop out. Eliminating the non-essentials is not about mental discipline. It's all about emotional discipline necessary to say no to social pressure. Once we do, we find that not only our fear of disappointing others were exaggerated, but that people actually respect us more than ever before. I could quote my personal example here. My mother is a follower of YouTube cooking channels. Once in a while, she tries some recipes at home. I used to be a pleasing critic always, as always give her a favorable comment. But these days, I am a most sought after food critic, as I give an honest opinion similar to our Toastmasters evaluation session. If any time we fail to find the discipline to say no to non-essentials, we are actually saying yes by default. Dare to say no so that you can perform with the fullest potential towards the things that are truly vital. Ultimately, if you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. If you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. Thank you, my dear friends. Thank you. Over to TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Murli. Yes, saying no to others without hurting them is a great skill which we all should master to come up in life. Time to share with you the next Kutti story. A ballet singer was training under a great master. The master was a very strict master. He used to ask him to practice for almost 12 hours, day and day and day. The singer became frustrated, became irritated, and decided to go away from the profession and stop singing altogether. And one fine night, he ran away from the master without even saying a single word to him. After a while, he visited a college for some activity, and he came to know that there's a recitation contest being happening there. He just wanted to attend it so that because he has nothing to lose. So when his turn came up, he recited a poem which he has done multiple times over with his master. The entire audience were stunned. The judges gave him the best reciter on the day and asked him, "Sir, you should have been trained under a great master." But he said, "No, sir, this is my first recitation, a public recitation." But nobody believed him. The student is none other the great Japanese stage performer, Fubuki Koshiji. So this is a snippet from his life story. So friends, what do you understand or think about this story? Please unmute and share your thoughts with him. So this is what I get from this story. No skill in this world is a waste. You will learn some art or something by putting on effort, I'm sure, which will help you in some other way. This guy learned singing, but helped him in stage performance, and he became a great stage speaker. Likewise, if you put a lot of effort in Toastmaster, don't think that it's going to get waste someday. It's going to help you. You can become a better teacher, you can become a better leader, you can become a better person, you can become a great scholar. Who knows where life gets you, right? So don't think any effort you put in anything is always a waste. Moving on, the next section is our table topic session. Today we have a special table topic master, Toastmaster Abhilash. When I asked him about his favorite story, he said that he likes the most inspirational story which he heard in his childhood days, which is about the hare and the tortoise story. Over to you, Toastmaster Abhilash.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nanda. Good evening, everyone. So this is the table topics now. For the benefit of everyone, I'll just give a brief introduction. Toastmasters has always encouraged on-the-feet thinking. So this round enables you to practice and learn how to speak at the word go. This helps you to improve your on-the-spot or extempore speaking skills, listening, communication, and organization skills. But today, I thought, why don't we split this TT topic into a few rounds and have something different for each round? So in that, the first round, I have titled the first round as Getting Published. I have with me over here a book. Today's theme was Kutty Stories. So, the first speaker that I would like to call for today is Toastmaster Kritika Raju. Toastmaster Kritika Raju, if you would unmute yourself, please.
Yes, Abhilash.
Yes. So this is a book. I want you to tell us, what do you think, what do you feel that this book should be about?
Being a crime novelist myself, okay, I love reading crime stories and I love crime novels a lot. So I think this book should be a lot about crime stories. As I have read a lot of Agatha Christie books during my teenage, and I still continue to read her books. It is only because of my innate passion in crime, coming from a family where one of my grandfathers have been in police. So I truly believe that a book that has a crime story is definitely worth selling. My innate passion in reading developed because of my parents. My father has read a lot of books from childhood and has heard a lot of crime stories from his father, of course, because he was the police. And that innate passion translated somehow through genes and entered me. My mother, being an innate reader, has always gone on to read a lot of crime stories in her life, right from Nancy Drew to Famous Five to Agatha Christie, and the same has inculcated in her. One of the most important things in a crime story, according to me, is the passion with which the writer writes the story. It's not easy to write a story. I am writing one currently, so I know how it takes and what it takes to prepare a crime story. You need to target all the people as suspects in order to get your final criminal. Over to you, Abhilash.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kritika. Moving on, I would like distinguished Toastmaster Varadarajan to unmute himself, please.
Yes, I'm there.
Thank you. Hello, Toastmaster Varadarajan.
Hello.
Toastmaster
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah, it's breaking. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, please. No problem.
Toastmaster Kritika just told that this book is probably a crime story. What would you feel will be an appropriate title for this book?
Okay. What I heard from what you said is what could be the title of this book. That's the only thing I heard. Okay, so I would say if it is what was the story? What Kritika said was a very interesting story. So I would title this book as a love-hatred story, where it also gives it also gives an impression of a nice thing happening and not a very good thing happening, because life is always full of good things and not so good things as well. So a book also is like life, and every page in the book and every word in the book gives a lesson which is connected to life. The author of the book always writes a book for making his life visible in the book, and for the readers and viewers to see what life can give for themselves. So I would say that the title of the book could be a mix of love and hate. So I would title it as Love for Hate, Love Not to Be Hated, That could be an apt topic for the book that I would like to give. And I would also like to supplement that if I were the author of that book, and I would add more about love, 90% of the book towards love and maybe 10% towards hate, because hate can be a spice, but it should not be too spicy for the meal to get rejected. So I would always put the title of the book to be Love, Not to Hate. Over to the TT Master.
Thank you, the distinguished Toastmaster Varatharajan. For the final question in this round, I would like distinguished Toastmaster Nina John to unmute herself, please. Hello?
Yeah, I would like to, but I think since I'm already doing an evaluator's role, can you give the opportunity to somebody else?
Yeah, that would be great.
Thanks, Abhilash.
So, Toastmaster Jagdish, are you there? Okay, I guess he isn't. Toastmaster Dharani, could you unmute yourself, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. So, this book is a crime story and is titled Love, Not to Be Hated. I'd like you to tell us all about how you are going to sell this book to a prospective reader. Okay, I would like you to tell us how this crime story you would like to sell it to a prospective reader. Over.
So when it comes to the selling, the best thing is you must know the tactics and statistics about the marketing stuff, and you must know, like, the book must be written in such a way that a person who is reading will be interested. So one such thing can be like organizing a small meeting where author, him or herself, will be giving a brief introduction about what it is written in the book. And the second one will be, the book must not be too much into political stuff, so that there are people, they don't take the book into their market. It's maybe the sellers, because for the publishers also to publish. So when it comes to the marketing stuff, they must think about all the possibilities. First thing is passion for writing for the author. Second thing is, an author, if the author is really well established person, it is a bit easy for marketing. And third thing, people will be, due to the previous book written by the author, people will be having a good, something good about, some good thought, some benchmark will be set already in the people's mind. So if the author is again going to create the benchmark, that will be best for selling. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dharani. Moving on, the next round, I have titled this as Excuses and Explanations. But before that, let's have a small bonus. Toastmaster Shubhashri, are you there? Could you please unmute yourself?
Yes, Abhilash.
Yes, thank you. So, give me a minute. So, Toastmaster Shubhashri, are you able to see the screen in front of you?
Yeah.
So, I have given you a word here. I want you to think of a 4-letter word which is there within this word. And from that, I want you to tell us a story that you can relate.
Okay, 4-letter word.
A 4 or a more letter word, a minimum of 4 letters. I want you to think of a word.
Okay,
Tell us a story
test, is it
that you
okay?
can relate it.
Yeah, okay. Test, T-E-S-T, which is 4-letter word. Okay, is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay, let me share you an incident that happened in my life. When I was in my childhood, I was a very naughty student. I never used to study. I used to do all naughtiness in my class. I was very mischievous. My teacher find me difficult to handle. Also my parents. So one particular test was very difficult for all of my friends, including me. But I usually have the habit of revising the portions a little prior to the examination. Though I was a naughty student, I'm an average student. I used to study for my test, a little prior. So that habit, even though if the test was difficult for me, made me to clear the test in spite of being a naughty student. And if I was not actually prepared for the test, though I could able to clear it and score good marks. And that actually gained appreciation from my parents and teachers and friends. So that was one of the memorable incident in my life with this word test. Thank you, Abhilash.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shubhashri. Moving on to this round of excuses and explanations. Toastmaster, guest Bhargav, could you unmute yourself, please?
Yeah. Hello. Hi.
Hi, Bhargav.
Yeah.
So, it is late in the night. The time is around 11:30. You have just
Brother,
gone
your
on a
voice is
party
breaking.
with your friend. Where have you been? Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yeah, but the signal is quite breaking. Like,
Are you able to hear me now, Bhargav?
yes, yes, brother. Yeah.
Yeah. So Toastmaster, guest Bhargav, it's 11:30 in the night. You've gone to a party and returned home late with your friends. Your mom is standing at the door and asking you, where have you been? What are you going to tell her?
Mom, I have suddenly my friend he had met with an accident, and uh, he was admitted in hospital and he's in a serious condition, and he wanted blood with AB negative, and luckily my blood group is AB negative. So I just went and I just gave him some blood so that I could save his life. Then my mom, she was skeptic and she was looking at me, and a small thing like a slight smell of liquor traveled to her nose, and she filled with a doubt, and she started to delve more deep into the content, and she was not convinced with my answer. But finally I said that the boy who was admitted in the hospital, he was drunk and I went to save him. So that finally she got convinced with the point. But lately when I went in and by looking at my walk or by looking at my attitude, she was not still convinced because I was in an energetic mood. Because after completing a party, who will be like serious stuff? Because we'll be happily enjoying in the party and we'll be coming in a good mood. So I got stumbled and I got nervous, and after that she totally became very angry on me, and I lost my cool. That's it. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Bhargav. Toastmaster Aishwarya, are you there?
Yes.
Yes. Toastmaster Aishwarya.
But 1 second, I'm playing the role of a general
I know.
evaluator for this.
I know. We have enough people. Yeah. So, Toastmaster Aishwarya.
Okay.
So, you are on a street and you meet an acquaintance. You don't remember his name, but he starts a conversation with you saying, hello Aishwarya, how are you? As the thing progresses, you struggle and he finally asks you, you have forgotten my name, haven't you? How do you respond?
Okay. Thank you, table topic master, for giving me this hypothetical situation. So, what would I respond like? I really don't know. Like, my sort of behavior is that how to say, like, at this situation, I behave what is happening exactly at this situation. So if I were in that place, and if that person have asked me like, how did you forget my name, I would say that there are so many how to say contacts in this, so many names like that, and how could I remind you, like how could I remember you, can you give me a small hint or something? And if he gives me a hint, maybe I could try to recollect and who is he, And where did I meet him? Did I meet him often, or was he like my schoolmate or my college mate, or was he my work colleague, something like that? So I would connect like that, and start the convo. But if it's an unknown person, then I would take a pepper spray, spray on his face, and I'll run away. If it's an unknown person, if it's a known person, it's fine. If it's an unknown person, I take the pepper spray and run away. So over to you.
Great. Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya. Toastmaster Gomati, could you unmute yourself? Are you there? Okay. Rajeshwari. Hello. No. Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, sir.
So, this is going to be a fairly simple topic. In case I want you to assume that you have been put back in school and you have forgotten your homework. What is an innovative excuse that you will come up to your teacher to justify you for forgetting your homework?
Thank you for the topic, sir. Good day, everyone. What the reason which I will give is, I'm sorry, ma'am, I slept for the past day. That's because I wasn't well. Or might be I would say that I went out with my parents because we had some function, some culture in my family, or some meeting with my family. So it was the reason, ma'am. Please excuse me. I won't repeat it for the next time. This will be my thing. And I wish even my teacher would excuse me. And who will forget our school days? And these were my excuses also. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh. Moving on. Toastmaster Satish Babu, could you unmute yourself?
Yes, Abhilash.
Yeah. Hi. So we'll be moving on to the next round now. I'm going to give you a very easy topic. In fact, it's not a topic at all. Okay. Yep. This round is going to be known as the $1 million word round. You are the R counter today. I want you to speak on any topic without using the word and. I want you to speak on any topic without using the word and.
Without using the word and, right?
And, yeah.
It's difficult, but let's try for it. Today morning, I just woke up for preparing for R counter. I thought I should prepare R counter role should be as per the project objective. But when I read out all the project objective in R counter from our Toastmaster manual, I found that apart from that, whatever the filler words and the words which you supposed to not use during our meeting, I just learned from the project objective. So the reason I sharing this information right now is the future also the people who are going to take R counter role, it will be a very useful to learn our basic things about the public speaking as well as for communication. Who's supposed to not use our that's filler words like that. So this is I just want to share with you. That's it. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Satish. Toastmaster Cholan, could you unmute yourself?
Yes.
So Toastmaster Cholan, I want you to imagine that you are a mirror in your home. You are a mirror in your home, and one day Cholan comes in and looks at the mirror. What are you going to tell him as the mirror?
First thing I say to myself, don't waste your time, because I already waste so much of my time. So just get what you want. Do whatever you want. Try new things. Get better at what you like to do. These types of things I have to say, and spend your time with your family, but I don't spend my time because I'm always do something. I don't spend my valuable time to my family and my friends too, because I'm always like a alone type guy. So I don't spend most of the time with many my friends. My friends miss to me. I know, but I don't do because this is me. So I tell to myself, just spend your time in a good way. That is what I want. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cholan. Toastmaster Sharath, are you there? Hello. Toastmaster Sharath? Hello. All right. Toastmaster Abhirami, could you unmute yourself?
Sorry, Abhilash, you called me?
Yeah. Hi.
So I'm the timer. I'll have to do it. Someone has to do the timer for me.
Okay, can I just ask the R counter or someone to just keep the time?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I can do it myself. I'm switching it on.
Abhirami, yours is a bonus question. So I had displayed the word Toastmasters before.
Yeah.
I wanted to form another letter of 4 or more words other than the word test, which was already used, and tell us a story you could relate to.
Okay. Yeah. Here you go. So thinking of Toastmaster, rather than picking a word, I will take the whole word and emphasize on the master part. So back in office, I used to tell my colleagues there, I'm going to this club called Toastmasters. And most of them didn't know what this was. And most of the time they used to ask me what is, you said you were going to some club, some dosa master and all. So I used to be like, oh my God, is this how you recollect Toastmaster club? By the name of it, we don't really know what the club is all about, right? Because maybe the name denotes giving a toast, which is more common in the Western culture rather than what it is here in the Western weddings, the Christian weddings, I believe. This is one thing that always sticks to my mind whenever I think about Toastmasters. Talking about the club, we actually managed to start a club back in office. And that was the time when there was so much discussion around what this club was. Yeah, that's much about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhirami. Moving on, could I have Toastmaster Gautam to unmute himself, please?
Yes.
Yes, Toastmaster Gautam, you're the grammarian, and I have a somewhat similar topic as I gave the R counter today. I want you to tell us the objectives of your role as well as the positives and negatives or anything that you want about the grammarian role, but you shall not use the word but. Go ahead.
Today my role is to note down the best usages and I have to introduce the word of the day. The best thing about the role is we can get to listen more of what the speaker is speaking. We can get to learn the new words, new idioms, and new phrases which we might hear it for the first time. And many people consider this role as a beginner's role or a beginner's one. Rather, senior Toastmasters who consider this as a role as this test the knowledge of grammar, knowledge of the English language, so that everyone can get to know from that senior Toastmaster. That's all. Over to the TT Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gautam. Distinguished Toastmaster Nina, John, could you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Hi. So, distinguished Toastmaster Nina John, today, May 9, happens to be the day when World War II's victory was marked. So, speaking of this such a magnanimous victory, could you relate it to the current situation that we are in?
Toastmaster Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. This is a very interesting topic because there's a meme that's going down that says, China has won World War III without firing a single shot. So now we're talking about the fact that one little virus the size of a nanogram, a kuti insect, no, not a kuti story, but the story of this kuti insect has devastated the entire world. And thanks to the fear of that which we cannot see, that which we cannot feel, that which we cannot experience, all of us are locked up in our homes. All of us are like, we have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. But China seems to have done what no other country has ever done before. So on the one hand, you have China, which is where the epidemic started, is now back in full force. The factories are running. Other countries don't know whether they should start the factories, stop the factories, let people out, keep them under lockdown, keep them under lock and key. What do we actually do? So it's not just a novel, it's an entire war being fought out here, but the war is not with guns and howitzers, it's with disinfectants and sanitizers. So let's see what will happen when World War III actually works out. Then we will, because we really don't know when the next armistice or May 9th is going to come back again. All the best for us as humans. All the best for us. But the best part of this thing are all the Zoom meetings we can have across the world. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Nina. So, we'll have one final round. Could I have Toastmaster Nadira and Toastmaster Bhuneshwari unmute yourselves?
Hi, yes.
Hi, yes.
Yeah. So, these two have been, as our President and VPE, they have been a top two team. I would like to see them fight. Okay. So, this is what is going to happen here. Okay. Toastmaster Nadira, you are the President of CTM. For the time being, Toastmaster Bhuneshwari, you are the chairperson of our division conference. So,
Yeah, okay.
So tomorrow is the conference from 4 to 6.
Okay.
So let's assume that our meeting has not been held today. Our meeting is going to be tomorrow from 4 to 6. Okay. Toastmaster Bhuneshwari, you are the chairperson of the conference, but you will have to convince us as to why we are going to attend CTM's meeting over the conference. And Toastmaster Nadira, you are the president of CTM, but you will be convincing us why we should attend the conference instead of the CTM meeting. Understood?
I think you are telling the reverse.
Yeah, I am telling you.
Yeah, why should I convince everyone to go for the
Toastmaster Bhuneshwari, you are the division conference chairperson, but you convince us why CTM meeting should be attended rather than the division. Toastmaster Nadira, even though you are the president of CTM, you will convince us why we should attend the division conference instead of CTM's meeting.
Okay. So, yes, who's going to start?
That's your choice.
Discretion.
Since you asked Toastmaster Bhuneshwari, you can start.
Okay. So, as we all know, we are just spending this lockdown we are having so many things to do. But the important thing when it is Sunday, all we think is that one thing about CTM. We don't think anything else, right? So we all have that one sort of attachment towards CTM, and also we improve ourselves. To take the contest, it is the importance is given only to the contestants. Say, for example, if Abhilash is going to contest in the contest, only importance is given to Abhilash, not the persons who are attending. You're going to learn a lot, definitely a lot from contest, but your learning is restricted in contest compared to the meeting you attend in CTM.
Master Nadira? Your turn.
Okay. Fellow Toastmasters, respected guests, and my dear contestants amongst the CTM members. Why is it, as a president, I need to tell you all, you should attend the division conference. To keep it short, CTM stands for a lot of values. The division wouldn't exist if CTM had not started the first round. So, since we are the startup from where everything has come, we need to make sure that we give that much support to the rest out there. Yes, we learn a lot, but these learnings have to be put into practice by showing others that we have to support our members. When we have our veteran Toastmaster Venu, and our humorous champion, Toastmaster Adil, competing, shouldn't CTM be a backing force to them? When CTM grew, the members were the backup. And now, to the members, CTM itself should be the backing. So I believe everyone must be there tomorrow and must cheer our contestants. Our meetings will always be there, but the conference comes once a year. Toastmasters, you get international speech contest once a year. Don't miss it.
So should I argue more?
Are we supposed to fight now? Are we supposed to pull each other's hair and
hair or something of that sort?
Could you? Toastmaster,
so this is like a debate.
Okay, yeah. So a contest comes once in a year, all those stuffs. We can also watch it online, right? All the ISE contests, once it's done, it just goes to online and you can just watch it off. But if you just miss CTM's one meeting, the feeling of missing the CTM's meeting is something very, very, I can't even describe the feeling of when you miss the CTM's meeting. If you're going to choose the conference over the meeting of CTM, I'm telling you, you'll definitely regret. Because we have so many things coming up tomorrow, because we are going to have a distinguished Toastmaster, Aditya Maheshwaran's keynote. So if are you going to choose contest over Aditya Maheshwaran? The option is up to you. You're allowed to choose anything you want, but I prefer you choosing Aditya Maheshwaran over division contest.
Fellow Toastmasters, you might be envisioning Aditya Maheshwaran on your screen. Why would you want to see Aditya Maheshwaran, a past champion, when you could see the future in front of your eyes and live their current speeches? The speeches which will create the revelations in the next years, where people will want that speaker to come, and you witnessed that ice breaking, the ground shattering, everything possible speech. Why waste that one golden opportunity of seeing a new person come out a champion? Every champion is very unique in its own way, and maybe the next champion will have something which we won't be able to find later, but we will be able to spot right now. Why miss that chance? Abhilash, I think, are we good?
Done. So thank you. So let's decide later who won that particular round. With this, the TT round comes to an end. I now hand over control to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nanda.
Thank you, Abhilash. Thank you for the wonderful and innovative TT session. We all enjoyed it. Time to hear the next Kuti story. A son of a great thief went to his dad and said, "Dad, I want to be the best thief in the world. I should be able to rob the best banks in the world. Please guide me." The dad said, "Son, you come to my burglary tonight." So they both went for a burglary to a nearby palatial house. They slowly went into the room where there's a locker. Slowly they opened the locker without even everybody noticing, burgled all the money, and successfully, as they were about to step out of the house, the dad pushed the son into a room and locked the door from outside. And as he went away from the house, he also threw some stones on the glass windows so that everybody is aware that something's happening in the house. And then he went away. After a few hours, the son returned home very tired, very disappointed. And he said, "Dad, why did you do this to me?" Initially, when he was locked up, I was very frightened. I was very afraid that I would get caught. But slowly, I started to think calmly and decided that somehow I should get out of this place without getting caught. And I hid somewhere, and then after time passed, after the police went and go, without even nobody noticing me, I slowly came away from the house. And here I am. Why did he do this to me? The dad said, "Son, you have learned the first important lesson in burglary. Have no fear." My dear friends, after hearing the story, what do you think? Can you share your thoughts?
Adversities can make one more stronger. The best in them can come out when they face real challenges.
Great thought, Jimmy.
Of course, this for a different reason, but then still.
Sure.
He did well.
One thing that comes to my mind is that we can read a lot of books, we can learn a lot of lectures, listen to tons and tons of YouTube videos, but we should practice. Only then we can grow. You can banish stage fear only by getting on the stage. You can become a good leader only by starting to lead some people. So practice is always more important than tons and tons of gyan and lessons. With this, let's move to the next important session, our evaluation session. I call upon our general evaluator, Toastmaster Aishwarya, to conduct the evaluation session. Aishwarya, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nanda. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that I have introduced one team, and the other team I said I'll be introducing in the later part. And now it's time for me to introduce my second team. And they are nothing but the evaluators who will be evaluating our prepared speakers. So now to evaluate our first speaker, Toastmaster Jimmy's speech, with esteemed pleasure and honor, I'd like to call upon DTM Nina John to evaluate his speech.
Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's a pleasure to evaluate an icebreaker always. And Jimmy did not disappoint us in any way. It was a pleasure listening to Jimmy's speech and hearing more about himself. Although Jimmy has been a member of CTM for quite some time, I don't think we knew these details about Jimmy, his school life, his college life, his married life, his professional life. I think he covered just about everything you can think of. And what I liked about it is it was short, it was crisp, it was sweet. It covered all the most important events in his life. What I also liked was the humor in everything. The one about marrying his wife straight out of college and that being a campus placement. That's really the power of words and being able to use words in the right sense and inject humor into the speech. So I liked that very much. I liked the one about his father being in the women's college. So that was also an interesting thing that was there. What are the things I think Jimmy can work on? One is in terms of vocal variety. It was all a very nice, very pleasant thing, but I think in your future speeches, if you have some kind of elements where you can add a little drama and other things, that would add impact to your speech. You have great vocabulary, leverage it, take it to the next level, challenge yourself on seeing how you can use better words for probably the same situations. That's what will make a speech more interesting and more varied. Body language is fine. I think I don't think we can make much in terms of in these Zoom times. I don't think we can insist too much in terms of body language. But I like the way you were very relaxed in front of the camera and how you were able to make eye contact with everyone. Keep doing all these things. Build up your speeches, and I'm looking forward to a much faster run on the pathways than you've had so far. And I'm wishing you all the best. Improve your sense of humor. I mean, your sense of humor is there, but use it better. You use your vocabulary better and vary your vocal variety and body language, gestures. You have a lot of potential. It's just a question of packing a lot more punch and delivering much more panache and pizzazz in your speech. All the best. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, DTM Nina John, for your well-defined and crisp evaluation. Moving on to our second speaker, to Toastmaster Geeta's speech. And to evaluate her speech, I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Kritika Raju.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. My target speaker, Toastmaster Geeta, has just rendered the icebreaker. It was a beautiful story. I think it can get converted into a novelette. One thing that I really liked about your speech, Toastmaster Geeta, was your level of preparation. You had no nervousness displayed during your entire speech. I think that is something very few people take up during their first speech, that is the icebreaker. Generally, I have noticed that women tend to not talk much about themselves while talking about their family. But you did not do that. You have shown us all shades that you played. A daughter, a sister, a wife, a mother, and an individual yourself. When you chose to join the organization, when you took up Toastmasters, you decided to improve yourself. That is something worth your time. Something that I'd like to tell you, Toastmaster Geeta, is you had good clarity in your speech. Your pace was overly same, but I would like to say that you could have shown a little bit of enthusiastic signatures throughout your speech in certain places. For example, when you described huge water bodies, you just said huge water bodies. It could have been huge water bodies. So that will show the people what exactly you're trying to say. Though your speech conveyed what you wanted, but your voice could have been used better. When you're using digital mode to communicate, use of gestures could have been a little more, I would say. That is not there in your speech agenda, but you could have used it as something that I'm just letting you know. Apart from that, you had a fantastic story, a good preparation, great clarity. I'm looking forward to all your future speeches. Over to you, Aishwarya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kritika. Now, to evaluate our final speaker, Toastmaster Murali's speech, I would like to call upon our veteran Toastmaster of this club, and he is Toastmaster Venu Neelakandan.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, one and all, and special good evening to my target speaker, Murali. Today, Murali delivered a wonderful speech on the topic which is so relevant to all the audience. For example, this is a topic everyone wants because most of us are failing to do so. How to say no when we need to say no assertively. That's an awesome speech, and you gave your from your personal experience for how you suffered, how you missed your family gathering because you didn't know how to say no to your boss. That's all very nice, and after that you read the book Essentialism, and you learned all the things, all the tactics and techniques, and after that you just changed and you learned how to say no when you need to say no, and you became a good critic to your mother's cooking, everything. You saw that it's awesome, your transformation after reading the book, and you are asking your audience to give priorities and how to say no, everything is awesome. But as far as recommendation is concerned, I don't think it's because it's an online meeting, we can't say many things about the body language, voice formation, eye contact. But one thing I observed that I want to say is stating problem is very easy. Anyone can say. Because throughout your speech, you stated that we need to say no. Because of we fail to say no, we are suffering a lot. So what I'm suggesting is you just said that, and you simply say that your audience say no to your boss or say no whenever you require. But my point is you don't know about my boss. So here what I'm saying is you have to say a little bit about how to say no. For example, I have 2 books on this subject. I have read this. One is called Don't Say Yes When You Want to Say No by Herbert Feinstein. Another one is Assertiveness. these two books, they state everything about what you say, the problems, everything, how to say no, and everything they covered. But one more thing they covered in this book is the solution. That's you missed in your speech, because that's why this is a complete book. This book can be sold, and the same way your speech can be also sold if you give solution to the problems. You simply stated these problems, because most of the time you need to technically a little bit talk about, for example, what is aggression or assertion, how to say no. Sometimes if you are saying, simply say that you just persuaded your audiences to say no to your boss. Suppose if I am going to say no to my boss aggressively, he would take differently. So you have to say a little bit about how to say it instead of simply stating the problem. A good speaker's success lies in how to say and how to give the solution to the problems. And if you are taking that angle, it will be a very nice speech, because that's an awesome speech. Adding the solution to the problems, if you are making it a holistic speech, your future speeches will be very good, and I think you can do it. Looking forward to that. Thank you. Out to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venu Neelakandan. And thank you so much, evaluators DTM Nina John, Toastmaster Kritika, and Toastmaster Venu Neelakandan for a crisp and elaborate evaluation of the prepared speakers. Now, moving on to the tag report team. Firstly, I would like to call upon our timer, Toastmaster Abhirami, to share the timings of each and every speaker. Toastmaster Abhirami?
Yes, Toastmaster Aishwarya. Just a moment.
Yes, you may proceed.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. I'm back again to submit my report. So we're going to follow a slightly different approach from the usual report. Just put up an Excel sheet. So yeah, so we're going to, just a minute, I'm just sharing it. Sorry. Yeah. So we're going to follow a color coded approach. So this is the color coding, like say for example, if the allotted time is 3 to 5 minutes, and if you're taken 2.5 minutes, then you have not met the minimum time of the 3 minutes, which is the allotted time, then it would be rated as blue. And where you have utilized 3 minutes and up to 4, it goes as green. And 4 and above until 5, which is the maximum time, it's the effective bucket, which is yellow. And where you exceed the allotted time, we'll color it as red. So the action here is, say you're in the blue bucket, then the action would be to ensure that you utilize the minimum allotted time. So if you're getting a blue, you should ensure that you work towards moving towards green. And if you're already in the green bucket where you are already meeting the minimum allotted time, then you need to try to hold on the stage for some more time to be more effective. So you'll try to move to yellow. But say if you're in yellow, then don't please try to move to red, because yellow is the best place to stay. And if you're in red, try to reduce your time, plan it a little well so that you can stay within the allotted time. So let's take a look at the results. So this is how it looks. So I'm not going to read through. I think each one of you can take a look at the rating that you have got and accordingly work the action. I'll leave a moment here and I'll scroll down for the remaining report. Yes, so over to you, Toastmaster Aishwarya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhirami, for sharing your the detailed timing report of each and every one. Moving on to our counter, who's secretly noting down the R's and Ums. Toastmaster Satish Babu, over to you.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster. Once again, now I'm going to submit our counter report. Before submitting the report, I just want to congratulate the people who have not used any fuller words or sounds. Toastmaster Murali is the only person who has not used any fuller words or any sounds. Please congratulate them. Now I'm sharing my report. Toastmaster Cholan as an Sergeant Arms, he used R 3 times. As a presiding officer, Toastmaster Bhuvaneswari, R used 3 plus 1 time, and General Evaluator, 3R used for 3 plus 1 time, and TMOD Toastmaster Nanda, there is no use for R, but he used and the words repeatedly for more than 3 times. Toastmaster Jagadish as a Portmaster, R used for 1 plus 2 times, and Toastmaster Subhashri, Idiom Master, used R for 1 time. And prepared speech, Toastmaster Jimmy, R used for more than 3 plus time, that used once, and used repeatedly for more than 2 times. Toastmaster Geeta, R used once, and the word used and is repeatedly for more than 3 times. And TT session, as a TT Master Toastmaster Abhilash, R used 3 plus times and used more than 2 times. The word so used in inappropriate sentence 2 times. Toastmaster Katrika Raju, R used once, and the word my is repeatedly used for more than twice. And DTM Vardarajan, R used 3 plus times and used 3 plus times, and the word is used for more than 2 times in appropriate sentences. And Toastmaster Dharani, R used for 3 times, that the word was used once in appropriate sentence. And Toastmaster Subhashri, and used for more than twice. Toastmaster Bhargav, R used for 3 times and used for more than 2 times. Toastmaster Aishwarya, R used for 3 times. The word like used for 2 plus times and used for more than 3 times. Toastmaster Rajeshwari, R used for 1 time, the word repeatedly used for more than 3 times. Toastmaster Satish Babu, R used twice and used for 1. Toastmaster Cholan, R used for 2 times and used for more than 3 times. The word so used repeatedly for 3 times. Toastmaster Abhirami, R used for 3 times and used for more than 3 plus times. And Toastmaster Gautam, R used for 3 times and repeatedly for 3 plus times. DTM Ninajan, R used for 2 times and used for once, and so that used for more than 2 times. Toastmaster Bhuvaneshwari, R used for 3 times and used for 2 plus 1 time, and yes, the word used morely for 2 times. Toastmaster Nadira, and used it repeatedly for more than 2 times. In the evaluation session, BPM Neena Jan ma'am, R used for 3 times and used for 1 plus times. In Toastmaster Kritika Raju, no filler words. Toastmaster Venu Neelakantan, R used for 3 times and repeatedly used for 3 plus 1 time, so used for 2 times. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Satish Babu, for your elaborated report. And now moving on to our grammarian report, I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Gautam to share the report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya. And today, word of the day was used by Toastmaster Subhashri. Once. Now, some of the good usages were walk hand in hand, and Toastmaster Geeta used the idiom which was introduced by Idiom Master, cool as a cucumber, optimum performance, mustered courage, excuses in explanation, ice breaking, ground shattering, and some of the figures of speech were cool, calm, and composed, which was used by Toastmaster Subhashri, which is an anaphora, and Toastmaster Jimmy has used an hyperbole, which is that he is a lost laugh. Who is a lost laugh? And distinguished Toastmaster Varadarajan has used a metaphor or as hate is a spice. And some of the not so good usages were go for. Instead, it should have been when I went to prepare. That's all. Thank you, Board Toastmaster, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gautam. And with this, we come to the end of our evaluations, that is for the prepared speakers and for the tag team. Now here comes my general evaluation report. The meeting started on time and a wonderful story shared by a presiding officer, Toastmaster Bhuvaneshwari, and also a lovely start of the meeting by a TMOD. That one-line story. When you shared that one-line story, I started to imagine. So, like, what was it exactly happening about? So, kudos to that. Wonderful quotes and idioms shared by our quote master and idiom master. Now, moving on to the prepared speech sessions. Toastmaster Jimmy Patros, your speech was so interesting, and so it was much more of an engaging sort of story which you have shared with us. And that line when you mentioned with the moment you shared with you and with your daughter, it so resembles with my life also. So it was really wonderful. Toastmaster Geeta's your speech was great, a simple and short and crisp life journey story, I would call it as. And Toastmaster Murali, your speech was great. The art of saying no, which everyone needs to know that. So kudos to that. And lovely Kuti story shared by TM Modi here in the in between. And innovative way of conducting the TT session by the TT master, Toastmaster Abhilash. And one thing which I would suggest is that you can call upon any speakers, but not the role players. This is the one thing which I would suggest. Maybe since you wouldn't have got enough of enough of speakers, you would have picked up role players, I believe. The speech evaluations were excellent. And with this, I end my report. Before I could hand over the control to our TMOD, can the host kindly put up on the poll for the prepared speakers and for the evaluators and role players as well? So you'll be having this pop-up screen with the best jig and best speaker. So you may kindly vote for the best jig player and best speaker. Host, is the poll ready for the role players and evaluators? Can you please show it up? Three more people yet to be voted for the best jig and best prepared speakers. All right, now we have another pop-up screen with the best evaluator, best tag player, and the best role player. So you may vote for the best evaluator, tag player, and the role player as well. And the link for the TT session is being shared in the chat box and in the WhatsApp group as well. So you may check onto that. And with this, I hand over the control back to our TMOD, Toastmaster Nanda.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Aishwarya. I would like to share one final cookie story before we leave. So, ready? A very rich man went to a great painter and asked, "Sir, I need the most beautiful, complicated painting in the whole world, and I will pay how much ever money you ask for the painting." The painter took all efforts and thought for a while and drew a beautiful painting. The rich man said, "No, sir, I don't like it. Try some other painting." The painter again thought a lot and drew another complicated, beautiful painting. The rich man said, "No, sir, I don't even like this painting." In a fit of rage and totally frustrated, the painter drew a simple landscape diagram. The rich man said, "Oh, what a masterpiece! Amazing painting. I'm going to buy it right away." And the painter was surprised and said, "Sure, sir, please buy it." So, friends, what do you learn from this small story? Any thoughts?
Expect for the unexpected.
Less is more.
Great thoughts. But this is my take. So whenever you do something, you may be the smartest and the best person in the hall or the room, but you need to serve what the audience requires. So you should know the IQ level or the mindset and the mentality of the audience and try to deliver as per what they need. With this final note, I hand over the control to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Bhuvaneshwar. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nanda. So, hope you all enjoyed the meeting. So, to test your listening skills, we have our quiz master today to test your listening skills and to trigger some thing that you have learned during this past 1.5 hours. So we have Toastmaster Nadira Faiz as our quiz master for today. So over to you, Nadira Faiz.
So fellow Toastmasters, welcome to the quiz session as such. So now at any given time, I would request all of you to just raise your hand in your chat box in case you know the answer to what I'm going to ask you. So the first question is, how many of you can tell how many idioms were given by our idiom master today? Raise your hands, please. Guest Dharani has, yes, please tell me.
3.
Can you name the 3?
I remember one is as cool as cucumber, and no, I remember only one, but 3 were given. That I remember.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I think Timer Avirami, can you tell us the other idiom which was mentioned?
I'm sorry, I put that by mistake.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Recollect.
Toastmaster Jimmy, yes. Could you please tell us any other of the other 2? Toastmaster Jimmy, are you there?
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. My heart came to my mouth. That
By
is one. As cool as the cucumber is one. That one is
Piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Sorry.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much. Is there anyone who can tell us the quote for today given by Toastmaster Jagdish?
How do you virtually give chocolates for winners?
When the meetings resume to normal, I shall be sure to give you that. I'll surely give you a chocolate.
Okay.
There. Is there anyone who would like to tell us the quote for the day? You can feel free to unmute yourself and answer. Guest Darren.
No, that I raised for the previous question, not me.
Is there anyone else? Has everyone been asleep today or something? Can someone tell us the quote for today or the story related to the quote?
Yeah, the quote I think is leaders take action. So the story given to us was about the COVID and how Kerala has overcome the COVID-19 disaster by the leader moving forward in taking care of the people and not waiting for the infection to multiply. So right now they have very few active cases, and since 2 days they have not been having any new case popping up.
Yes. Thank you so much. The next question I have is my last and final question, and the answer shall remain. We will let our TMOD answer this at the end of it. So remain a part of our TMOD. Whoever has listened attentively today will know how many goody stories he shared with us today. How many novelettes were shared by the TMOD today? Anyone is free to answer? Please
4.
do answer.
4.
TMOD,
5.
can you please?
Yes, that's right. It's 4.
So the person who said 5 in the end is totally wrong. Apart from which, I am so happy to know that everyone has been paying attention today. Thank you for such a great time. Back to you, presiding officer.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for listening properly and taking down the questions. It requires a lot of attention because I've been once a quiz master. I suffered a lot, I'm telling you. So, moving on. So, we have a couple of guests today, so we can just hear the feedback before moving on to the results. first we can start off, Rani.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. My first Toastmaster session, actually. I haven't been into any club or anything. I just saw the story in the Instagram, and that is where I commented, and that is when I came to know by today that you people are arranging the meeting. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I came to know what is the importance of how good to be speaking and what are the mistakes we made. And the person was noting that it's really awesome. So we came to know about everything. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you, Dharani. So we have another guest, Rajeshwari. So can we hear it from you, a couple of words?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
This is my first online session which I attended. Usually we used to have it in our college. Okay, last time when sir invited us, I didn't attend, but this time I came actually. I didn't expect they'll call out my name. I got very much tensed up. I don't know what to do. I literally started blabbering off. But still, it was great fun, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. So it's always the same when you come for the meeting for the first time or the nth time. When it's TT, there is always some terrified moments when you take.
But usually in colleges, I used to enjoy a lot. TT, it's my favorite.
Okay. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the meeting today.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to Bhargav. He has become a regular guest to our meeting. So a few words from Bhargav. Are you there?
Yeah. Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, actually, I think it's my third meeting or something like.
Yes.
And I've learned a lot from these 3 sessions actually, because new vocabularies, new idioms, and I even started to jot down some more new things I got to know about it. So it's a continuous learning to me. It's like, and mainly the fear which I faced, like the fear of public speaking, because I am able to write all this stuff, but while putting it to the words, I get to stumble a lot. So now I'm feeling quite better. I feel my personal feeling is I feel like improving slightly. So it makes me feel more positive.
Okay. Thank you, Bhargav. So
Thank you.
Any other guests here? You can just unmute and you can just.
Can I talk, Bhuvi?
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Bhuvaneshwari, for giving me this opportunity. I got disconnected for some time. I'm sorry I had to reconnect. But I must thank the TT Master for having given me the opportunity to speak in the TT topic. Actually, TT topics are very interesting for guests and people who are not for the club, and it rejuvenates their energy. And I love that today. Every time I attend Toastmasters, CTM especially, I love attending to table topics because that's the platform where I've learned so many skills about speaking in front of people. So thank you very much for that opportunity, and thanks very much for conducting this meeting beautifully. Great speeches, great evaluation, and great stuff. CTM rocks. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So he always says that at the end of whatever he says, CTM rocks. I've always been hearing that. So we have Raj Kumar. So can we hear a couple of words? Are you there, Mr. Raj Kumar? So I hope there is some, he's just new to this. So you can just sit back and enjoy. So moving on to the results.
One second. Sharath has come after a very long time. Let's hear from Sharath.
Okay, we can.
Hi everyone. Can you see me? Yeah.
We can.
So yeah, I was in a state of attending CTF meeting. I thought after this COVID lockdown is over, we'll attend, but it's not coming to an end. So I made a decision. I'm going to attend this week. And suddenly when I saw the group, I saw the meeting link. So I just connected and I came at the end. So it's good. It's same like our normal meeting and it's really good. I will be attending the future meetings regularly. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Sharath. We are missing the bodybuilder in you in CTM, so come back. Okay. We're just waiting for your, what is that, Thor and all those superhero speeches. So moving on to the results, finally, the best jig for the day is Toastmaster Jagadish. Next, best tag player for today is our timer Toastmaster Abhirami. So the best role player for today is our TT master who is pulling everyone's leg, Toastmaster Abhilash. The best TT speaker for today is Toastmaster Subhashri. The best evaluator for today is Distinguished Toastmaster Neena John. The best speaker for today is who gave the icebreaker after so many years of joining CTM, Toastmaster Jimmy Patros. So with this, I close meeting number 726. I adjourn the meeting and I welcome you all for the post photo session and also a chatting session with you all. And also the meeting will be held regularly as we always conduct it on Sunday next week, the same time, 4 to 6. You can just unmute and talk.
Hey, hi, Bhuvi. Just one small